So now let's talk about expenses. Now I have a list of expenses I got from a different spreadsheet. I'm just going to right click and actually paste them over here, because these are some of the things you're going to have. You're going to have your house payment, you're going to have your electric, your water, your sewer, your phone bill, your gas bill, food, car loan, credit card, if you want entertainment, and then I have a total expenses, and then also spending money, and that's money left over. Okay. So anyway, that's the budget right here. And I'm going to increase the font here to make it a little bit more compatible to what's down below there. And then I'm going to go over to the car loan. Okay, there's my budget. And then the car loan's on a different spreadsheet here. Again, and what I can, okay, again, I'm going to click on this little tab in the corner. I'm going to bump up my font a few. And I'm going to widen these up a little bit. And for car loan, I'll put car loan right here. Car loan. And if I want to center that across, I could highlight these and go, the merge and center tool is under the home, and merge and center is right here, and puts the car loan there. I can bump up the font, I can bold it, I can put a background in it, maybe a baby blue. I can right click on it and I can format the cells. I can do a fill and choose a pattern style, put little dots in there, or bigger dots. I'll just use those dots. And then I'm going to say OK, and the car loan has dots in it right now. So the loan, the things that I'm going to have with my loan, I'm going to have my car price, the price of the car, cost of car. So cost of the car, let's say I want to get a, we'll say $12,500 car, and I'm going to put the dollar signs on there, 12,500, and then you'll have a down payment, maybe, and let's say you can only put $500 down, and again I'll put the dollar signs on this. So the actual finance amount financed is, and I'm going to stretch this out a little bit farther, is equals this minus your down payment. So you're going to actually finance $12,000. Then you need the interest rate. And the interest rate, let's say that we can get a special deal for 2.99%. And you have to have the percent sign. So you can get a loan for a special price of 2.99%. And the time that you're going to finance is going to be, let's say we can go for 60 months at 2.99. And then your payment will be equal PMT parenthesis, and what you do is, the first thing you need the rate, so you just click on rate, but this is the yearly rate. We want to divide that by 12, put a comma. Next is the NPER, which is the time, so you click on the time, comma, and the last is the balance. And the balance, you have to use a negative sign on the balance. The balance is 12,000. You put that on there and you hit enter, and your payment will be $215. Now while I'm thinking about it, here's this $215 right here. I can actually go over to my salary, and you'll notice I have a car loan right here. I can actually put an equal sign right there in the car loan, jump back over the car loan, click on the payment, hit enter, and it actually puts that 215 over here. If I change this car loan, it will automatically change over on this one. So I took that and put it over on my car loan for my budget, my teacher's first year teaching contract. Okay, then I want to do an amortization of this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another row. I'm going to insert another row here. And I want a little row. And this is going to be the actual payment numbers. So I have payment 1, payment 2. And if you do a series of 2, you can highlight both of them and drag it down, and it's going to go consecutive. If you just drag down the 1, it just puts all 1s there. So you need 2 points to make a series, and then you highlight those 2 points, and I'm going to drag this down to 60 payments. Now 69, I can wipe these out. So it's real easy to add more payments or subtract. So I've got 60 payments. Also, what I'd like to know is the date, payment date, so pay date. And the first payment I'm going to have on 11/25/2015. I have to have 2 reference points. I can't drag this down.
Mr. Swiden, please report to Mrs. Kramer's room. Mr. Swiden, will you please go to Mrs. Kramer's room? Thank you.
So I can't just drag this down, because if I do, it'll go by days, and I don't want to do that. I've got to have a second series number. So my second payment is going to be 12/25/2015. And now I've got 2 of them to define the distance between the month difference, and I can drag that down to 60 also. And when I do that, I will have my car paid off in October of 2020 with 60 months, and that 60 months is 5 years. And then I will have, and the last thing over here I'm going to have is the balance. And with the balance, I actually need to insert a row. I click out on the green area, right click, and insert a row. I need space here because the balance has to be on a separate line by itself. And the balance, you never just type in the balance. The balance is $12,000. I never type that, because if I change any of this, I want it to automatically change down here. So I put an equal sign, and I click on the balance that's due, and I owe $12,000. So that is a formula. Okay. Then your payment is also a formula. Equal, and you click on your payment. Now, with the payment of $215, this is going to have to stay D8 all the way down. And if I just drag it down the way it is, it changes. Now it's D9, and then D10, D11, and it's not. We need it to it has to always be D8. And what you do is you hit the F4 key, you put $ on it, and then when you drag it down, it will stay D8 all the way down. D8, D8, D8. It doesn't change. All right. So this is going to be the payment. And this is actually, your payment. And then you have, I got to insert a row here. I need one more row here. So I'm going to insert a row because I have to have payment, and then I have paid to interest. So that's my interest payment. And then also I have paid to balance. This is what actually gets paid off of the loan. This is just for interest. So paid to interest is basically a month's worth of interest, which is this amount right here times the interest rate divided by 12. So that's what the formula is going to be. It's going to be equal this amount times, and I need a parenthesis because this is, so it does it in the correct order. And I'm going to use the interest rate, And that interest rate has to be absolute. So I'm going to hit the F4 because I don't want that to change. Anything up here does not change, and you have to have absolutes when you're copying down. And then I divide by 12, and I get 29.90. I'm going to hit the dollar sign up here. So that is paid to interest. What's paid to balance is actually the payment minus the interest, and this is what actually gets paid off on the loan. So we take this and we subtract this and hit enter, and you actually pay $185 that first month off of your loan. This is paid to the bank for interest. Okay, so we take equals this minus this. So what it is, it's the balance minus what's actually being paid to the loan and gives you the new balance. So now you only owe $11,814. Make sure before you drag this down now that this is dollar signs on there and that you have dollar signs on here. All this other stuff is going to be relative, so it doesn't have dollar signs, and it has to be relative according to the cell that it's in. So then we take this right here and we go to the bottom right corner and we drag down all the way to 60. And when you do that, you're going to end up with a zero balance. So you can see at any time, let's say in October of 2017, you wanted to know what to pay off your pickup or your vehicle, it would be $7,413. So you can tell exactly what your payoff is month by month. So this is very valuable. And your payment, like I said, is $215.57. So I'm going to go ahead and save this and continue with the house loan next in just a second. Bye.